Good morning, everybody. I am Sharon Wilcox, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm coming live to you from Chesapeake, Virginia. And today I'm going to show you a few things that are in the new holiday mini catalog. It runs September through December. So starting September 1st, customers can order from it. As a demonstrator, we get to order things a month in advance when we bring out new catalogs and stuff like that. So I have a couple of things that I can show you. And so let's just hop right down to the desktop. I hope everybody is having a wonderful summer. I know some schools have already started, and it's exciting if you have kids in school, I'm pretty sure. So here is the catalog, and as Stampin' Up's rule, we're not allowed to show what's inside the catalog until everybody gets it. So that brings me to this point. I had mine mailed through Stampin' Up. They always go out bulk mail. So if you have not received one, let me know in the comments, and I will get one in the mail to you. Okay? Once September comes, then I can show you the inside as well. But today I want to focus on two items out of here. And I can show you the stuff, I just can't show you the inside, okay? So what I'm focusing on is the All About Autumn Suite, because I just didn't feel right starting with Christmas. I don't know why, even though Christmas is my favorite, and I know a lot of people don't always do, Thanksgiving and fall things, but surely somebody has a fall birthday. And maybe we need to make it a new tradition to send out some cards of thinking of you, and I'm thankful for you, all through the fall months. So the suite has autumn leaves stamp set and autumn leaves dies, which are gorgeous, as you can see. Lots of wonderful words, and the dies have more than that fit on my one page, so I've put them onto two so you can see. And so my samples are going to be using this set and these dies. Also that comes in there are these speckled dots, which are real interesting. And they're self-adhesive, which is always nice. There's also an embossing folder, and it's called Distress Tile. It's a 3D, and it's kind of hard to tell on the folder, but if you see right here, you can see where there's less, you're going to have less design. It's throughout like that, and it's gorgeous. I'll show you some samples of that as well. So the paper, there's two papers. One is 6 by 6, and you get 48. I just pulled out one of each of the 12 designs, and then I'll show you the back side. But look at how beautiful these leaves. And there is mauve in there. The colors that are in this are Copper Clay, Mossy Meadow, Pretty Peacock. This one doesn't have so much Pretty Peacock in it. Moody Mauve, Very Vanilla. And then on the back side, there's some copper foil, and there's also another piece that has copper foil in it. Look at how gorgeous. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? A piece like a leather chair. So pretty. We'll go through these a little bit quicker. It's so beautiful, and I love the books. Love, love, love that. I already pulled that one out. No, that's different than that one. Sometimes I wonder if I did. Here's more books, which I think are gorgeous. This looks like a crocheted or knitted throw. Needless to say, I'm in love with the pumpkins and the gourds and the trees. And then this one, which might be my favorite. I don't know. I love them all so much. Let me show you the back side. This is where all the bling comes in. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, love that. And then look at these. I kind of put them together so that you can see. Let me pull them apart. There. Lots of bling in these as well. So pretty. These are going to make stunning cards, needless to say. What do you think about this? Is this gorgeous or what? Make sure that when you get on that you hit that like or love button so that I know that you're here and know that you're enjoying my videos. And then this is the other paper that is just gorgeous. There's two of these. Isn't that just beautiful? And that's the pretty peacock with the copper. And these are sold separate from the 6x6 pack, of course. And I just want to show you, you can do this with any of our papers, but when I cut out a bunch of leaves and stuff, I cut two at once, and it works just fine. It's not too hard to run through. You can see they're both right here. So it saves you a little bit of time when you're cutting all this stuff out. So keep that in mind. There's also ribbon that goes with it, and the ribbon is amazing. I just absolutely love it. So this is the natural, and it's really just gorgeous. Almost burlap, but it's soft and pliable. It's really, really pretty. And you'll see I've used that on some of my cards. And then this copper is stunning as well. You see that? Yeah, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I absolutely love these. And I think that this is going to be some really good sellers. Okay, so let me show you what I've done with these. And you know, I like to start off with the samples that are in the catalog. And since you can't see the catalog, here's a little sneak peek of that. So our envelope. And on this one, this is that beautiful natural ribbon. And I frayed the ends. You see some of these leaves, these are stamped and then cut out with the dies. And then this is from that beautiful paper I just showed you, the last one. Oxized, copper oxized or something like that, I think they called it. Actually, let me tell you the exact name. It is called oxized copper. Yeah, so there's two. One's pretty peacock, which was that beautiful blue, and the other one was the copper. So you see, I took the designer series paper and I cut it. I told you I love these pumpkins. I think they are just gorgeous. Here's some more of that ribbon and the copper ribbon underneath. Autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. And then on the inside, I created the same leaf as I have on my envelope. The next one I did, again, came from the catalog. I just changed it a little bit. This is my envelope, and this is my card, using the back side of some of that designer series paper, which I think is just gorgeous. It just adds enough sparkle to give it a little interest. Here's some of those leaves that I cut out from the designer series paper, and some more of that beautiful copper ribbon. I did heat emboss this with our white and using the same verse as this one, but I thought it was just beautiful. Did I do the inside? Yeah, just a few leaves on the inside. I try to always put something on the inside, otherwise it's just kind of a letdown to me. And then this one, here comes the envelope. Beautiful. I didn't get too creative on the envelopes. I just kind of did the same thing because I thought it was very pretty. This time I took the copper ribbon and I cut it in half to give me a thin piece of ribbon. You notice on the background we have our die. That's this distressed tile on the background. Can you see that? And actually, I might have a couple pieces of that here they are. Let me grab this real quick and show you these. Finish your card. Here's some more. This is the pretty peacock and the copper together, the leaves. And these are all just cut with the dies. This one was stamped, and that's that gorgeous wild wheat. I just love it. And then the inside is the same. But here's that die. You see right here where it's distressed, and that's how it's supposed to look. Yeah. This is giving you a sneak of what's coming up the next card. But I love how this looks. It's so beautiful. And this one I use the color is that? That's not copper, Cajun Craze and Pretty Peacock together. And here's that example. And I put it on top of the books designer series paper, which I thought was really pretty. This one I did do the large maple leaf and the pretty peacock. More of that ribbon underneath here. This is one of the dies that comes in that. This one, this is as well. These two dies for your words come in there and with the die set. This one is from, you know, one of my favorites, the Stylish Shapes. I use that a great deal, Stylish Shapes. And then on the inside, well, you can see here, first of all, my veins are from this beautiful oxidized paper. And the leaves were done with the tile embossing folder. And then the leaf on the inside as well. And then this one, you'll see the folder embossed just a little bit better. There's my leaf on my envelope. And there you can get a good shot of that. And I did add some of these little gems that come with it as well, and that's sweet. So all of these products I'm showing you came in the suite, so you can just get it all at once if you want, or of course you can buy just the designer series paper if you have plenty of autumn stamps, and I matched my envelope to my inside. Or, of course, you can always get the stamp set and the dies as a bundle, and that's a 10% savings. So I just love this set. I think it is beautiful, but I could just keep playing with it and playing with it for the longest time. I want to show you two more really quickly, but I did not do anything with them. Well, I started to, but then I got sidetracked. Rustic Crate and the dies that coordinate with the Rustic Crate, and it will create a crate here. So really cute. I love the little garden gloves. Just lots of cute things. There's words here say hello. But what I did was I just stamped up a bunch of these so that I could sit down in front of the TV some evening and color and then design them. But I didn't get to that, and I'll show you why in a moment. Here is the next one, and it's called Fruitful Blessings. And I think I'm in love. I just love this with the pears and the acorns and this gorgeous flower. And it's got everything that I love, and I love the words. I've used these words on something else I'm going to show you. And you see the corn? I already cut the corn out because there was no stamping with the corn, and I knew I was going to want it. But I've got lots of these already stamped and ready for me to color and cut out with my dies and create beautiful cards with them. But look how cute this corn is. Let me just show you this. So you get this piece, and I chose to do that in brown, so it's kind of almost like an Indian corn. And then we've got this piece that actually can go on the top of your corn. Isn't that fun? So got those that far. And I'll show you now why I didn't get any farther with these. Because, you know, they always say what goes around comes around. And back in the day, stencils, back in the 80s, stenciling was a hot thing. Well, now they call them decorative masks. And this is what we have. And this comes in all in one, all of these. So there's, and I think there might be one more. No, this should be all of them. So this is a sunflower. And these actually are marked with what they call registration marks so that you know where to line things up. So you have your sunflower, your leaves, your centers and stuff. And then there's this gorgeous fall leaf one, all different leaves. Not able to see that quite so well. Let me stick a piece of cardstock under it. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful leaves. It's got a little bit of everything in there, including some little acorns and ferns stuff. And then this one is snowflakes. Aren't they beautiful? And then this one, I guess that's a herringbone. And I did not use this one. Actually, it kind of got lost under my other stuff because I was so in love with these. So, but there is a place for this and I will do some things with it. So first, let me show you my samples. And this one is, of course, it's the daisy. And I did bring in the dies from that All About Autumn Sweet dies because I just love them. I also brought in some of these little jewels here, and this is from the Blooming Pearls, which, my goodness, they are just gorgeous. And we just stenciled using our brushes. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do this. It's super simple, and you'll notice my background. This is Old Olive for the base of the card, and then there is crushed curry, and then I believe that one might be copper clay. 90% sure that's what I use there, and it is on very vanilla. So I just thought it was gorgeous. I love how easy it is to get the colors. Put another one on the inside, and here is the envelope as well. So for me to do an envelope, the inside and the front of the card, you know it must be easy. And then I threw a leaf up there because it needed something else. So here are some samples. I didn't make any cards out of them, but here's the snowflake stenciled with a couple different shades of blue. And then here is the leaves using all different shades of pinks and reds and yellows and greens and so on, which I think is gorgeous. And then I don't know if you guys have ever used this shimmery white embossing paste. Now we do have it in regular and a matte, but I love the shimmer. And we sell these wonderful little tools that you use. And that's what I used on these two for the snowflake. This is on Night of Navy. Can you see the dimension on that? It's hard to see, I think, but it is shimmery as well. And then this one is just white on white, which I think is stunning. There you can see the shimmer in it really well. So I think this is just gorgeous. So these will, of course, become some Christmas cards. So let me show you the embossing paste really quickly. And I'm going to get out a piece of scrap paper here to do this on because I don't want the paste all over. And I think I'm just going to do it on the tone on tone for you. So one thing that I do have is this ginormous Post-it note. It's removable labeling tape. It's just big old Post-it note. And this works wonderful for holding down your stencils and holding down your paper as well, your cardstock. So on this stencil, I can see that there's a nice edge here. So it's not going to interfere with my card at all. You decide which portion you want on there. And I'm putting these right up to the line. So these will get cut off a little bit, but I'm okay with that. And I'm going to hold the stencil down on this side. You can put it anywhere, it doesn't matter. The paste is simple to use. And if your paste dries out, add a little bit of water and let it sit and then stir, and it will come out just beautiful. I'm going to use the bigger of the two and just grab up some of this paste, a nice little dollop of it, and you literally rub it on just like this, okay, covering up all of your masks. They call them decorative masks. I like to call them stencils. You call it whatever you want, but the catalog calls them decorative masks. Okay, pretty well got that covered. We don't need a lot of this excess, so I scrape a lot of that off, making sure all of those snowflakes are covered. Just stick the extra right down in there. You do want to put the lid right back on this to keep it from drying out. You also want to make sure that your stuff gets dried right away. And I'm looking for, here's this, because it will dry onto that, and then it's next to impossible to get off. I'm just using a paper towel at the moment. And let me grab my wet wipes. They happened to walk across the room while I was working on some other stuff. And I did not finish a card that I'm going to show you as well. Let me grab some of these wet wipes. And all I'm going to do, because I don't want to take the time to wash this during my video, is I'm going to just wrap it in some wet wipes. But we're going to pull this up and look at that dimension. Isn't that just amazing? And literally, I'm going to cover this to keep that nice and moist. And then I can take it and clean it. And I actually think that I'll just scrape some of that off right now, because I'm telling you, it really does dry quickly. And I mean, it's not impossible, but you know, the least amount of work is best. So, in my opinion. All right, now, let me clean my hands up real quick here. All righty, but can you see the dimension? And let me lift this up. Maybe you can see even the glitter in that. But how fast and easy, and this only takes a few minutes to dry. I'd say, 10, 15 minutes maybe. And that will be nice and dry for you. So you could do several of those, like a little assembly line if you wanted to do those for your Christmas cards or something like that. Okay, remember the stencil? Let me show you this one that I did. And I did it on that designer series paper, the one that had the wood grain, and just used some of the linen thread and happy birthdays. I did use this from Stylish Shapes, the bigger one, and I cut it off at the end because I didn't need all of it. And these gorgeous words came from another set that's in the holiday catalog, and it's called Throughout the Year. And I love the size of these. And this is kind of, well, throughout the year. You've got Easter, holidays, birthdays. You mean so much. Be my Valentine. Thank you. Trick or treat. Cheers to you on the new year. and best of luck. I think this is an awesome set that you will be seeing more of. I didn't get the inside finished. That's why it was sitting off to the side. I was going to finish that and did not. So I will need to work on that. Okay, so now you've seen how to use embossing paste really fast and easy. Let me show you how to use the stencil for a quick card, and you will be amazed at how quick it is. So I'm going to put this down. I am going to tape that down as well. The card, my cardstock, getting taped down. And now this is totally up to you as to how you want to do this. You can just do one. You see that? You could just do one. You could do all of them. You could center them. You can put them off. Sometimes I think it adds a little interest when you don't have everything centered like this. This one's a little more but down towards the bottom, but all of the pieces are on. This one, I deliberately cut that off. So it's really up to you how you want to do this, okay? So for this, I'm just going to put it right here. Let's just center it up. I've not centered one. That looks pretty good right there. I do want to use a bit of this Post-it note tape to hold it in place. The reason you want to do that is to keep it from slipping on you, because it can, and then it kind of messes things up. So what I did first on these, and it's really up to you how you want to do what color combinations. You know, if you wanted to have pink sunflowers, you could do pink sunflowers. It's really up to you. But I'm using one of the blending brushes, okay, just one. And then I'm going to use, and these blending brushes, by the way, are on page 137 of our catalog, the big catalog. And I'm going to ink this up, nice, well inked, and go right into the sunflower. And you can add as much or as little as you would like. Now I'm using all of the, and I'm sorry, this is Daffodil Delight. I may have forgotten to say that. So this is Daffodil Delight, and we're going to lift this up so you can see there's a lot of color there. Isn't that beautiful? But let's go in with a little darker shade. Now some I've seen done, you could use pumpkin pie in there. I do have one that I used a little bit of pumpkin pie, and I'll show you those samples here in a minute. I didn't clean my brush because crushed curry is darker than Daffodil Delight, so no need to clean. And I pretty much go right in the center of the larger one and even the smaller ones, but the smaller ones are so big that you're going to get some of that crushed curry all the way around. And it's just a matter of rubbing the color in there. And when you lift your stencil, sometimes you're surprised that you have so much color. Okay, so we are finished with this one. All right. And then we're going to add our next one. And I'm just going to set that aside so that I can clean it. And to clean these, literally just run them under the faucet or take a paper towel or a wet wipe, whatever you would like to use. Now on the leaves, you see that right through there. So you can place these leaves however you want them to look. And where do you want them coming out? And I kind of like that right there, but it's not all. I'd rather have all of my big leaf and some of my smaller leaf. There, I've got all of my big leaf on. So let's tape this down. And without cleaning, because I'm going into my next color that is darker, I'm using Old Olive. Ink that up a little bit, and you go right in, and boom, look at all of that color. Is that not gorgeous? a little bit more ink for this one, and that should be enough for that one as well. And when you look at your stencil, you don't have to, but I do like to look, and then I can see, do I need to add more? I don't think I do. I'm pretty happy with that, and you can see I have light and dark variations on there. So I'm pretty happy with that. So we're going to set that one aside, and we bring out our next stencil. Now each one of these are numbered. You see, this one's number 3. So this was 1, the leaf is 2, this is number 3, and it fits right over top of there. If you're worried about it, mark on your paper a little tick mark when you first put the sunflower one down, and then you can always line that V up with your pen mark. But this one's so simple to line up. Back in the 80s, I did a lot of stenciling. Love, love, love stenciling. This is why I did not get to those other sets, because I was just needed to do this stenciling. Okay, so my first color I'm going to use is Pecan Pie, because it is my lighter of them. And ink that up. You don't have to, I'll show you so you aren't worried. See, I had green on here. I've had yellow, and I've had green, and now I have brown. And it's okay. It's okay. Let's add a little more. And this is one of those where if you don't want it real solid, then don't make it real solid. I kind of like the variation there. Can you see that? Oh yeah, you can see that. Little light, little dark. I love that. Ooh, she's looking beautiful. And I'm going to set this one aside. And then I've got my last piece. And my last piece will be Cajun Craze. And we line this one up, covering up what you had just stenciled, okay? So that you can get some more depth. And Cajun Craze will give that to me. You do not need to clean this off. Cajun Craze is darker yet than our Pecan Pie. See that reddish color it's got in there? I love it. And I think this is going to be the perfect color. And that's how quick that is. Ladies, gentlemen, it is fast, it is easy, and it is a wow. What do you think? Does that bring back memories for some of you? I love to stencil. As a matter of fact, it was 1988 and I was stenciling my living room, dining room. When I lived in Blue Ash, my living room, dining room were a combination, one long big room, and I was stenciling in there. And I have very vivid memories of that because my sister was over and I was teaching her how to stencil, and we did one little corner up around the entrance of the house and of the living room, and we went out to lunch and did some shopping and stuff, and then on our way home, unfortunately, she was killed in a car accident. And it took me almost another year to finish stenciling my entire living room and dining room, and literally cried the entire time I did it. But that's okay. That was 1988, and even though it's been a long time, I still miss my sister. She was my only sister. But what do you think? Is that just gorgeous? And I just love the colors, how they pop and come out with so little effort. So for me, stenciling is amazing. And this is the same way I did this. I used one brush. You can use 5 different brushes if you want, but start with your lightest, go to your darker, and move on. You don't need to do that. And honestly, if you're doing something like this, you can even just clean your brush off by doing this and going right back into the next color, and it's not going to hurt anything. If you, shaking the camera, sorry. If you don't want to take the time to go clean that. I've got lots of brushes. but for me, one brush was the way to go. Okay, I have one more sample to show you, and right now I forget the name of this box, but I did cut the circle and added a window sheet to it. I used some of our new ribbon, which I'll show you in another suite. Here it is. I do have it out here. And it is copper clay. And I don't know, it should have the size on it. It all is, it's just texture. Oh, 3/8 of an inch. There it is. But look at that gorgeous. It is that pretty. It is so beautiful. But I just tied a nice little bow, untie it. Now we sell these, and it's the box and the cards and the envelopes all together. And I did not remember or write down the name of that, but it just makes an adorable box. Isn't that sweet? And like I said, I used my stylus shapes to cut out a window so that you could see through there. I think this will make a lovely gift. And I used the Hello Friend from one of those other sets that I showed you earlier. I did not get the insides finished, but I think it's okay. These are all the same. There are 5 of them, and I did them all exactly the same. I am doing a craft show here, little vendors fair is what it is, here in Chesapeake this November, and I thought this would make a wonderful little gift. I think this is going to be my door prize that I will give to people, or put in for the, oh, finding my words this morning, silent auction. And I think this will be a wonderful addition to our silent auction. And then just tie this beautiful bow back on there. Okay, let me hop back up here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that. If you missed me live this morning, you can catch me here. It'll be live or a rerun on my Facebook page. You can also catch it on Facebook. There I go again. Not on Facebook, but on YouTube. So I hope you catch me later. Hope you give me lots of loves if you enjoyed what you saw. Edie, I know you jumped in late, so come back, watch the beginning, and I hope everybody has a wonderful week and enjoying the last of the summer. Like I said, I know some schools have started already. Chesapeake doesn't start until after Labor Day, but some of the Catholic schools do, and I think Virginia Beach might start a little early too. So anyways, enjoy the rest of your summer. Happy stamping. Bye.